Hey everyone, I'm Jessica, and it's time for another solo game review slash talk. And I'm really excited today about a game that right now has been kind of going under the radar, but is really, really cool. And that game is called Spots. And it immediately got my attention because it includes dogs, and there's not a lot of dog games out there, but I love dogs. Hidden up on the shelf up there is Dog Park, which I love, and Spots is a much lighter sort of game. This one is sort of a push your luck game about filling in spots with dice. So you're basically rolling dice and filling in dogs. It's quick, it's simple, and part of the reason why I was just so excited, the rulebook, again, look at this dog. Just the way that the rules are introduced, there's 4 pages that just kind of go over it with huge pictures and just basic concepts and cute images saying, here's what this game is about, and here's what you're doing. And that is about it. You are just trying to fill in 6 dogs with dice patterns. Let's dive into the dog cards just to take a look at those because they're great. I mean, how cute are these? So that one, obviously, you would need a 1 and a 3 to fill in. There's Xerxes with a 5 and a 2. And they're just so cute. And there's ones that have multiple dogs on them. Cabbage, ham, and taters. I mean, how can you not like this? I loved it immediately just after looking at it. So again, you're just trying to fill in these spaces as you go. And when you complete a card, you then would flip it over and it goes to its colorful side, and that is how you know that that card is completed. But there's a ton of them in here. I mean, I don't have, there's... Is it a dog or a cow? I don't know. But there's just so many different, and I keep pulling it. There's just so many funny, different dogs in here. And it just makes me smile just looking at it. Again, I love dogs, so that's part of it. But how does it actually play? I have played this both solo and multiplayer. I know, multiplayer. Hold on, you're the solo person. But solo, I will note that is the only mark against this game is that the solo mode is not actually printed in here. You actually have to go online to get the solo mode. So just keep that in mind. Not a big deal because it is pretty straightforward, but it's not in the rulebook. So you may not see the solo, but it's there. So during the game, again, let's take a look at some more components. I keep them nice and organized, but these are all the dice that are included, and you can see that they are like dice with character. They're not just your standard dice. They have a little bit of flavor to them. They're not quite perfect. They kind of fit the whole theme of the game and the different spots. They're just cute, and they're fun to roll because, again, I don't know if you can have cute dice, but these are pretty cute in my mind. But the main way that you're going to play, I'm just grabbing all these, to show you the amount of variety, first of all. These are all the different action tiles that are included. So on your turn, you're either going to be saying, hey, I finished these dogs, and you're going to take the dice off, flip them over to their colorful side, and say, I scored these. First to 6 is going to win, and that's also true in the solo mode where you're playing against a solo opponent who you're going to roll a die, and they will either be blocking an action or gaining another dog card. Very, very simple. But what do the actions look like? So if you're not scoring dogs, you're taking actions. So Howl is one of those that's going to be available every game. And when you take an action, you'll choose it. There'll be 6 out there to start with, and you'll flip it over so it's not available. So you can't just use the same action over and over again. Roll over is another one that's always available during the game. And then this is where the variety comes in. You'll always have, let's see if I can splay these so that we can see them. You'll always have one of each of these types of ribbons. So they are color-coded, but also the ribbons are different shapes. So that makes it nice and accessible and easy to tell everything apart. So tons of different variety, again, because there are 5, I think, of each type. And in the rulebook, there are recommended sets, or you can just randomize what's out there. And again, they're all cute. So you have like walk, retrieve, track, and these all do something different. So you can see how the game can be different each time. And On your turn, again, you're going to be rolling dice usually based on those actions. What did I do with it? But you have your yard. And your yard is very important because if you cannot place a die on a dog that you have, so let me grab a dog card. Just pretend it's from the start. Let's say, I guess Rupert is popular today. Let's say I only have Rupert in front of me. And let's say I roll a 3. Obviously, Rupert can't take a 3. It's either a 2, a 5, or a 6. So the 3 would go into my yard. And if I have more than 7 spots, not dice, but 7 spots, I go bust. What does that mean? Everything in my yard and everything on any incomplete dog goes back into the dice pool and gets cleared away. You don't want to bust. But at the same time, you want to complete your dogs before everybody else. Or again, in the case of solo, before the solo opponent. So what do? You push your luck a little bit. Some of these actions actually let you continue to roll a die where it'll say like, roll 2 dice. You then may roll another die. Do you do it? Do you take a chance? What helps with chances? Treats. So there are these little treats are basically just re-rolls. So you'd have to re-roll all dice that you roll, but there's a good chance something good could happen. What's really good is when you actually complete all dogs on your turn. So if you fill in all of those empty spaces on however many dogs you have in front of you or incomplete ones, you actually get to continue your turn. You flip those dogs over, they're complete, and you keep on going. It's quick and it's fun, and it's really a great game. I wasn't expecting much of it because, again, I saw the box and I said dogs, I immediately want it, but nothing about this screamed, this is going to be an amazing game. But you know what? It is. And this is the box size, and I hope I showed the amount of stuff that's packed in there. You get a lot for what's in this box. And I've only played with the recommended starting setup, did horribly my first turn, or my first game, because I was pushing my luck too much, and I think I ended up with 1 completed dog by the end, and the solo opponent completed 6, so not so good. But it really is interesting in the way that your actions, you can't just use the same one over and over again. You have to kind of plan ahead, see what's going to work this turn. And again, with the solo mode, you don't know what the solo opponent might do in order to take something away from you in terms of those actions, or if they are going to draw another dog card. You're never forced to take an action though. So if at the start of your turn, there's only 1 action that hasn't been flipped, that gets a treat put on it, so there's a little incentive to use it, and then all the other ones flip over to their active side. So you'll always have between 2 and 6 options. I really love this game. So I've played it solo, I've also played it multiplayer, and immediately caused the people that I played with to buy their own copy because it's just really a simple sort of game. It's quick, it's cute, and if you do poorly, it's just about dogs. Like there's nothing really, there's not a lot of there's nothing serious about this. It's dogs. You're creating your own pack of dogs and just kind of playing around with different actions and trying to figure out, should I go for it? Should I roll all these dice this turn? Is that actually going to work for me or not? And it's just great. It's just great because it's so simple, but it's so clever at the same time, having dogs with spots and dice. They go together so well. I think my only other, not really criticism, is that there's not a huge amount of variety in the dog cards. I just want more dogs. And that's about it though. But I mean, again, there's a lot. It's not like there's not enough. It's just, I want more dogs. But this one has been a kind of a surprise hit for me. I think about it even when I'm not playing it, and it's just, again, it's dogs, and it's solo friendly, and it's dogs. So this one, I highly recommend it. Right now, it's kind of flying under the radar. There's not a lot of publicity about it, but I love it. So I will continue to play spots. I will say too, this solo mode is pretty simple, but you can easily change the difficulty level by deciding how many dogs the solo opponent needs to complete in order to win. So if it seems too easy, just bump that up. Very easy to do. So that again is one of my surprise hits that I am enjoying so much lately. That is spots. As always, thanks so much for watching and take care. Bye.